Time does not wait for permission. It moves forward every single day with or without your agreement. While you are thinking, delaying, or hoping for a better moment, the days continue to pass. Mornings turn into nights. Weeks turn into months. Years move quietly in the background. This is not meant to scare you. It is meant to wake you up. Life is not standing still, and neither should you. Many people live as if time is unlimited. They assume there will always be another year, another chance, another tomorrow to start taking life seriously. That thinking is dangerous, not because life is short, but because wasted time cannot be recovered. Once a day is gone, it is gone forever. No effort, regret, or apology can bring it back. You do not waste life all at once. You waste it little by little. A distracted morning, a lazy afternoon, a night spent avoiding responsibility. These moments feel harmless, but they add up. Over time, they turn into years of missed potential. Every day you wake up with the same gift, 24 hours. Rich or poor, confident or unsure, everyone gets the same amount. The difference is how that time is used. Some people invest it wisely, others spend it carelessly. The result is not luck, it is choice. Acting late has a cost, waiting has a cost, avoiding discomfort has a cost. The bill always comes due, usually when people least expect it. The pain of discipline is small compared to the pain of regret. Regret stays longer. Many people confuse being busy with making progress. They fill their days with noise, movement, and distractions, but they avoid meaningful effort. Activity does not equal growth. Movement does not guarantee direction. Time spent without purpose is time wasted. You may not feel the loss of time today. That feeling usually comes later. It shows up when opportunities pass. It appears when energy fades. It becomes clear when goals remain unfinished. By then, people wish they had acted sooner. Life rewards early effort. It rewards consistency. It rewards those who take responsibility before pressure forces them to. Waiting until life becomes difficult is a poor strategy. Every year gives signals. Moments that say it is time to change. Moments that say effort is required. Ignoring those signals delays progress. Eventually, life stops whispering and starts demanding. Time does not ask if you are ready. It keeps moving. The question is whether you will move with it or watch it pass. Taking action does not require perfection. It requires honesty. Honesty about where you are and where you want to go. That honesty creates urgency. Urgency creates focus. Focus creates results. That you do not need to fix everything today. You need to stop wasting today. That alone changes direction. A single focused day is more valuable than weeks of distraction. Each decision you make either respects your future or steals from it. Skipping effort today borrows trouble from tomorrow. Consistent effort builds strength quietly. Your future self depends on what you do now, not next month, not next year. Now, the habits you build today become the conditions you live in later. Time passing is not the enemy. Wasted time is. Use time wisely and it becomes an ally. Ignore it and it becomes a silent judge. Life does not require you to be perfect. It requires you to be awake. Awake to the fact that every day matters. Awake to the cost of delay. Awake to the power of action. The next year will arrive no matter what you do. The real question is who you will be when it gets here. That answer is written in how you use today. Living on autopilot is one of the quiet ways people lose control of their lives. Days begin and end without intention. Habits repeat without thought. Decisions are made out of comfort instead of purpose. This way of living feels safe because it requires little effort. But safety without direction slowly turns into regret. Autopilot life looks busy on the outside, but empty on the inside. People wake up, check their phones, rush through the day, and collapse at night. The cycle repeats. Weeks pass without reflection. Months disappear without progress. Eventually, years are gone, and people wonder how life moved so fast. This happens because awareness is missing. When awareness fades, habits take over. Habits can build a strong life or quietly destroy it without conscious choice. Habits decide your future for you. Living intentionally starts with paying attention. Paying attention to how mornings begin. Paying attention to where energy goes. Paying attention to how time is spent when no one is watching. These small observations reveal whether life is being directed or drifted through. Most people are not lazy. They are unfocused. They allow routine to control them. They respond to life instead of shaping it. Over time, this reaction-based living drains motivation and confidence. Breaking autopilot requires discomfort. It requires slowing down and questioning routines that feel familiar. Familiar does not always mean helpful. Comfort can hide stagnation. Intentional living means deciding in advance how you want to live. It means choosing standards and following them even when no one is watching. This creates structure. Structure creates freedom. When direction is clear, effort becomes meaningful. Autopilot removes responsibility. Intentional living restores it. Responsibility is not a burden. It is power. When you take responsibility, you gain control over outcomes. Each day offers choices that shape direction. Small choices matter. How you start the morning influences the rest of the day. How you use free time shapes long-term growth. These moments decide whether life is wasted or invested. Intentional living does not require extreme change. It requires consistent awareness. Awareness leads to better decisions. Better decisions lead to better results. Living with intention also increases satisfaction. Progress feels earned. Effort feels purposeful. Life feels directed instead of accidental. Autopilot living numbs urgency. Intentional living sharpens it. When you know time matters, actions become focused. You do not need to overhaul your entire life at once. You need to wake up to how you are living now. That awareness is the starting point of change. Life becomes meaningful when you choose it daily instead of letting it happen to you. There comes a point when progress depends less on adding new things and more on removing what quietly causes harm. Many lives are not ruined by big mistakes. They are weakened by small habits repeated daily without thought. These habits feel normal. They feel harmless. That is why they are dangerous. They slowly take time, energy, focus, and belief, leaving very little behind. Some habits steal mornings. Waking up late, rushing the start of the day, filling the first hour with noise instead of intention. The way a day begins often sets the tone for everything that follows. When mornings are careless, days become reactive. When days are reactive, progress becomes accidental. Other habits steal attention. Constant checking of phones, endless scrolling, jumping from one piece of information to another without direction. Attention is a limited resource. When it is scattered, nothing meaningful grows. Focus weakens. Patience disappears. Important work is delayed again and again. There are habits that steal confidence. Speaking negatively about yourself, repeating the same complaints, focusing on what is missing instead of what can be built. The mind listens closely to repeated thoughts. Over time, these thoughts become beliefs. Beliefs shape action. When beliefs are weak, action follows. Some habits steal discipline, choosing comfort over effort, avoiding tasks that require focus, quitting when things feel difficult. These choices feel small in the moment, but they shape character. Character determines how a person responds when pressure appears. Time is often lost through habits that provide quick relief but no long-term value. Staying busy with activities that avoid responsibility. Filling silence with entertainment instead of reflection. These habits prevent growth by keeping the mind distracted. The most harmful habits rarely announce themselves. They blend into routine. They hide inside normal days. That is why awareness is required. Awareness exposes what routine hides. Eliminating harmful habits begins with honesty. Honest reflection about how time is spent. Honest observation of where energy goes. Honest evaluation of what actions move life forward and what actions hold it back. Change does not require removing everything at once. It requires choosing one habit that clearly steals from the future and replacing it with something better. Replacement matters. Removing a habit without replacing it leaves a gap. That gap often fills itself with the same behavior. Again, replacing harmful habits requires structure, setting clear times for work, rest, learning, and reflection. Structure protects progress. It removes daily decision fatigue. It turns effort into routine. Discipline grows when habits align with long-term goals. When actions support direction, effort feels meaningful. When actions contradict direction, eliminating habits also means adjusting environment. Environment shapes behavior more than motivation. Removing distractions, creating spaces that support focus, surrounding yourself with reminders of what matters. Some habits steal the future through the people allowed to influence thinking, constant exposure to negativity. Listening to opinions without value, spending time with those who discourage effort. Influence matters. Not everyone deserves access to. Choosing better influences strengthens standards. Standards guide behavior. When standards rise, habits improve. Breaking habits requires patience. Relapse may happen. Progress is not always smooth. The key is consistency. Each day offers a chance to choose better. Eliminating harmful habits builds self-respect. Self-respect grows when actions align with values. This alignment creates inner confidence. As habits improve, energy returns, focus sharpens, time feels more available, progress becomes visible. A life improves when habits improve. The future becomes clearer when daily behavior supports it. Removing habits that steal the future is not punishment, it is protection. Protection of time, protection of potential, protection of direction. The effort required is worth it. The cost of keeping harmful habits is always higher than the discomfort of changing them. Each habit removed creates space for growth. Each better choice strengthens the future. Progress begins when you decide that your future deserves better than your past habits. Taking responsibility for daily choices is the moment life stops happening to you and starts responding to you. This is where maturity begins, not with age, not with experience, but with ownership. Every outcome you live with today came from choices made yesterday, whether you remember them or not. That truth is uncomfortable for many people, but it is also freeing. When you accept responsibility, you gain power. When you avoid it, you stay stuck. Most people do not fail because they lack talent. They fail because they refuse to take ownership of small daily decisions. They blame circumstances. They blame other people. They blame the economy, the past, bad luck, or timing. Blame feels easier than responsibility because blame removes pressure. Responsibility every day is made up of choices that seem small at the time. What time you wake up, what you do in the first hour, what you allow into your mind, how you respond when things do not go your way. These choices may not feel important in the moment, but they quietly shape direction. Direction determines destination. Responsibility begins with awareness. Awareness of how you spend time. Awareness of how you speak to yourself. Awareness of what you avoid. Avoidance is often a sign that responsibility is being ignored. The things people avoid today usually become the problems they face tomorrow. Taking responsibility does not mean blaming yourself harshly. It means being honest. Honest about what is working and what is not. Honest about habits that help and habits that hurt. Honest about effort given versus effort required. Honesty clears confusion. Confusion delays progress. Daily responsibility means choosing discipline over convenience. Convenience feels good in the short term, but rarely builds anything valuable. Discipline may feel uncomfortable, but it creates strength. Strength leads to confidence. Confidence leads to better decisions. Many people wait for motivation before taking responsibility. That is backwards. Responsibility comes first. Motivation follows action, not the other way around. When you do what needs to be done, energy appears. When you wait to feel ready, nothing changes. Responsibility also means understanding that no one is coming to rescue you. That truth is not discouraging, it is empowering. When you stop expecting rescue, you start building solutions. Solutions require effort. Effort builds character. Your daily choices train your identity. When you consistently choose effort, you begin to see yourself as disciplined. When you consistently choose avoidance, you begin to see yourself as stuck. Identity shapes behavior. Behavior reinforces identity. Responsibility also applies to emotional responses. You may not control what happens to you, but you control how you respond. Reactions can either solve problems or multiply them. Calm responses create clarity. Emotional reactions create regret. Taking responsibility for emotions means pausing before responding. It means choosing words carefully. It means refusing to let temporary feelings dictate permanent decisions. This level of control separates leaders from followers. Responsibility requires standards. Standards are rules you set for yourself and follow even when no one is watching. Without standards, choices are made based on mood. Mood is unreliable. Standards create consistency. Daily standards reduce stress. When decisions are already made in advance, you do not waste energy debating with yourself. You simply act. This saves mental energy and builds momentum. 4. Momentum. Responsibility also includes how you handle failure. Failure is not the problem. Avoiding responsibility after failure is. When you own mistakes, you learn. When you blame others, you repeat them. Learning from mistakes requires reflection. Reflection requires honesty. Honest reflection leads to adjustment. Adjustment leads to improvement. Improvement leads to progress. Taking responsibility also means managing time with intention. Time is neutral. It gives back what you invest. Waste it and it disappears. Use it wisely and it multiplies effort. Time management is self-respect in action. Responsibility shows up in preparation, preparing before pressure arrives, planning before problems appear. Those who prepare suffer less stress and make better decisions under pressure. Responsibility is not heavy when it becomes habit. At first, it feels demanding. Over time, it feels natural. What once required effort becomes part of who you are. As responsibility grows, excuses fade. You stop explaining why things did not work and start adjusting what you do next. Changes everything. People who take responsibility are respected, even when they fail. People who avoid it lose trust, even when they succeed briefly. Responsibility builds credibility. Daily responsibility builds self-trust. When you keep promises to yourself, confidence grows. When you break them repeatedly, confidence weakens. Confidence is not built by positive talk. It is built by consistent action. Responsibility also brings clarity. When you own your choices, confusion disappears. You know why results look the way they do. That clarity allows you to improve with precision. Taking responsibility does not mean life becomes easy. It means life becomes manageable. Challenges still exist, but you face them with control instead of chaos. The future does not reward intention, it rewards behavior. Behavior is shaped by daily choices. Daily choices reflect responsibility. Every morning offers a new chance to act responsibly, not perfectly. Honestly, one good choice leads to another. Momentum builds quietly. When you look back on life later, you will not regret taking responsibility. You will regret the days you gave away because responsibility felt uncomfortable. Ownership is the turning point. It is where growth begins. It is where wasted years stop. It is where discipline replaces regret. If you want a different future, take responsibility today, not tomorrow, not when conditions improve. Today, your life responds to the choices you repeat. Choose responsibility, and life begins to change in ways effort alone never could. A life without purpose slowly drains energy from the inside. People wake up, move through the day, and go to sleep without feeling satisfied. Not because they are lazy or incapable, but because they are not fully committed to anything that truly matters to them. Purpose is the quiet force that gives weight to your actions. Discipline is what turns that purpose into real results. When both work together, life changes in a deep and lasting way. Commitment is not a feeling. It is a decision you make and stand by even when feelings change. Many people wait until they feel motivated, inspired, or confident. Those feelings come and go. Commitment stays. A committed person acts even on days when energy is low. That is how progress is built. Purpose does not need to be loud or dramatic. It does not need approval from others. It needs to be clear to you. Purpose begins when you decide that your life will stand for something. It begins when you refuse to live only for comfort, entertainment, or short-term pleasure. Purpose grows when you choose meaning over ease. A disciplined life is not strict or joyless. It is focused. Discipline protects your time, your energy, and your future. Without discipline, purpose stays trapped in the mind. With discipline, purpose becomes visible through daily action. Every day presents a choice. Either you live intentionally or you let the day decide for you. People who waste their lives do not usually do it on purpose. They drift, they delay, they tell themselves they will start later. Years pass quietly this way. A disciplined life brings structure to your days. Structure does not limit freedom. It creates freedom. When your days have direction, your mind becomes calmer. You stop reacting to everything around you. You begin acting from your values. Commitment requires honesty. You must be honest about what is costing you your future. Some habits feel harmless, but slowly steal time, focus, and self-respect. Commitment means you stop protecting habits that no longer serve the life you want. Discipline often starts with simple rules you keep for yourself. You decide when you wake up. You decide how you use your time. You decide what you allow into your mind. These decisions seem small, but they shape identity. Over time, discipline builds trust with yourself. That trust becomes confidence. A life of purpose demands sacrifice. Not dramatic sacrifice, but daily sacrifice. Choosing effort over ease, choosing growth over comfort, choosing long-term reward over short-term pleasure. These choices shape character. People often fear discipline because they think it will make life harder. In truth, lack of discipline makes life harder. Chaos creates stress. Distraction creates regret. Discipline simplifies life by removing unnecessary noise. When you commit fully, excuses lose their power. You stop negotiating with yourself. You stop lowering standards. You begin to expect more from your actions. This expectation changes how you move through the world. Purpose gives you a reason to endure difficulty. Discipline gives you the ability to endure it. Without purpose, hardship feels pointless. Without discipline, purpose feels unreachable. A committed life requires patience. Results do not arrive immediately. Discipline works quietly. Progress is often invisible at first. This is where most people quit, not because they fail, but because they do not see fast reward. Those who stay disciplined during unseen growth always move ahead. They build momentum while others wait for perfect conditions. Over time, this momentum becomes strength. Commitment means aligning daily actions with long-term vision. It means your schedule reflects your priorities. It means your habits support your goals. It means your environment encourages focus. A purposeful life also requires boundaries. You cannot say yes to everything and still protect your goals. Discipline teaches you to say no without guilt. Every no protects a bigger yes. When discipline becomes part of your identity, you stop forcing yourself. You simply act in alignment with who you choose to be. This is when life begins to feel powerful. A committed person does not blame circumstances. Responsibility becomes a habit. Instead of asking why things are hard, you ask what can be done next. Mindset builds resilience. Purpose grows stronger when actions match values, when words match behavior, when promises to yourself are kept. Integrity is built in private moments, not public ones. A disciplined life improves every area. Health improves when routines are consistent. Relationships improve when actions are intentional. Work improves when commitment also brings peace. When you know you are living according to your standards, regret loses its grip. Even difficult days feel meaningful because they move you forward. The future belongs to those who prepare daily. Discipline is preparation in action. Purpose is preparation with direction. Together, they shape destiny. Life does not reward intention, it rewards execution. Dreams stay dreams without disciplined action. Potential stays potential without commitment. When you commit fully, you stop waiting for permission. You stop waiting for perfect timing. You start with what you have and improve along the way. Discipline builds momentum. Momentum builds confidence. Confidence strengthens purpose. This cycle changes everything. A purposeful life does not mean a perfect life. Mistakes will happen. Discipline helps you recover faster. Commitment keeps you moving forward instead of quitting. Every day you live intentionally, you reclaim a piece of your future. Every disciplined action deposits value into your life. Over time, these deposits, the most powerful commitment you can make is to your own growth, to become stronger, wiser, and more capable each year. This commitment pays the highest return. A life of purpose is not found, it is built. A disciplined life is not inherited, it is practiced. When you choose discipline, you choose freedom from regret. When you choose purpose, you choose meaning over emptiness. This is how a life stops being wasted. This is how time becomes valuable. This is how ordinary days turn into an extraordinary life. The decision is quiet. The impact is powerful. Potential does not disappear overnight. It fades slowly through delay. Each day of waiting makes it quieter. Each excuse weakens it a little more. Most people do not fail because they lack ability. They fail because they keep postponing the use of that ability. They assume tomorrow will always be available. That quietly steals lives. Starting today is not about doing everything at once. It is about refusing to wait any longer to become who you already know you should be. Delay feels safe. It feels comfortable. It gives the mind relief in the moment, but delay always comes with a cost. That cost is time, confidence, and self-respect. People often say they will start when they feel ready. Readiness is built through action, not waiting. Confidence grows after movement, not before it. Action creates clarity, delay creates doubt. The longer you wait, the heavier starting feels. Every day already has a direction. If you do nothing, the direction is decided for you. Habits continue, patterns repeat. Comfort stays in control. Starting today means you interrupt that cycle. You choose effort over ease. You choose progress over comfort. Potential is not something you think about. It is something you act on. It lives in your daily behavior. When actions stay small and safe, potential stays hidden. When actions stretch you, potential starts to show itself. Many people confuse being busy with making progress. Delay often hides inside busy days. You fill time with tasks that feel productive, but avoid the work that actually matters. So, starting today means you face the work you have been avoiding. The mind will offer reasons to wait. Some reasons sound logical. Some sound responsible. Most are just fear wearing a polite mask. Fear of failing, fear of being judged, fear of not being good enough. Starting today means you stop negotiating with that fear. Time does not slow down for hesitation. Days move whether you act or not. Weeks pass quietly. Years disappear quickly. When people look back with regret, it is rarely about what they did. It is about what they kept postponing. Starting today does not require perfect conditions. Perfect conditions do not exist. Growth happens in imperfect situations. Discipline begins in discomfort. Progress begins in uncertainty. Every action you delay becomes harder to start later. The mind builds resistance around postponed tasks. Starting today keeps resistance small. Momentum grows when action is taken early. Potential needs urgency, not panic, but seriousness. A clear understanding that life is limited. That opportunity does not wait forever. That energy changes with age. Urgency sharpens focus. People who start today do not always move fast, but they move consistently. Consistency always outperforms intensity that comes late. Small actions done daily shape power. Refusing delay, you stop seeing yourself as someone who plans and start seeing yourself as someone who acts. This shift builds confidence. Confidence grows when behavior matches intention. Starting today teaches self-respect. Each completed action sends a message to the mind that you can be trusted. Over time, this trust becomes inner strength. Delay creates guilt. Guilt drains energy. Starting releases that weight. Even small progress feels relieving. Action clears mental pressure. Potential is not meant to stay hidden. It is meant to be expressed through work, effort, and growth. When you delay, potential turns into frustration. When you act, potential turns into progress. Starting today also protects the future. Small improvements now prevent larger problems later. Discipline today saves regret tomorrow. Many people wait for motivation. Motivation follows action. Action creates movement. Movement creates emotion. Emotion fuels motivation. Waiting reverses the process and keeps people stuck. Refusing delay means deciding that your future deserves effort now, not later. It means treating your goals with respect instead of postponement. Today is powerful because it is real. Tomorrow is imagined. Yesterday is gone. Only today responds to action. Only today can be shaped. Starting today also simplifies life. You stop carrying unfinished intentions in your mind. You stop replaying plans without execution. Action clears mental clutter. Potential grows when used. Like strength, it develops through effort. Waiting weakens it. Acting strengthens it. People who start today accept discomfort as part of growth. They stop seeking ease and start seeking improvement. This mindset separates progress makers from wishers. Delay teaches the mind to quit before starting. Starting today retrains the mind to move despite discomfort. This skill becomes valuable in every area of life. Refusing delay also builds courage. Each action taken despite hesitation strengthens bravery. Courage is not loud. It is practiced quietly through daily decisions. Starting today does not mean perfection. Mistakes will happen. Errors are part of learning. Delay avoids mistakes. The future rewards those who act early. Those who wait often arrive late and tired. Starting today keeps you ahead of regret. Every disciplined action today makes tomorrow easier. Every delay today makes tomorrow heavier. The choice repeats daily. Potential responds to use. It grows when challenged. It fades when ignored. Starting today keeps it alive. This is the moment where life changes direction. Not through big promises, but through small, decisive actions taken now. Refusing delay is an act of respect toward your own life. It says your time matters, your growth matters, your future matters. The decision is simple, but not easy. Act now or explain later why you did not. Action builds pride, delay builds. Start today, not loudly, not perfectly, just honestly, and do it again tomorrow. What you do from this point forward matters more than anything that came before. The past has already finished its work. It taught lessons, caused pain, created strength, and revealed weaknesses. It cannot be edited, but it can be used. The future is still open, but it is shaped only by what you do next. This moment is where everything connects. A meaningful life is not built in one dramatic decision. It is built in quiet moments where you choose effort instead of comfort, discipline instead of excuses, and responsibility instead of blame. These choices rarely get attention, but they always produce results. Over time, they shape character. Character shapes direction. Direction shapes. There will be days when motivation feels low. That is normal. Growth does not depend on how you feel. It depends on what you do anyway. Discipline carries you when emotions cannot. Each time you act without feeling inspired, you strengthen self-control. That strength becomes reliable. It stays with you when excitement. No one else can live your life for you. Advice can guide. Words can encourage. Inspiration can spark awareness, but action must come from you. Responsibility cannot be transferred. The moment you fully accept that truth, power returns to your hands. Life responds to seriousness. When effort becomes consistent, results follow. Not instantly, but surely. Progress may feel slow, but it is happening. Improvement rarely announces itself loudly. It shows up quietly through better habits, clearer thinking, and stronger decisions. The discipline you practice today shapes the respect you feel for yourself tomorrow. Self-respect is built through follow-through. Each promise you keep to yourself adds strength. Each promise broken weakens confidence. Choose carefully which pattern you build. Time will continue moving forward. The question is whether you move with it or watch it pass. Growth does not require perfection. It requires honesty and effort. Small improvements done daily create powerful change over time. Your life deserves intention. It deserves focus. It deserves work. Not because life is easy, but because it is valuable. Wasting time is easy. Building purpose takes effort. That effort gives life meaning. Every disciplined action sends a message to your future self that you cared enough to act. One day you will look back and either feel gratitude or regret. Both are built slowly through daily behavior. Stay committed when progress feels quiet. Stay disciplined when no one is watching. Stay focused when distractions call. These moments define strength more than success ever will. You do not need approval to improve your life. You do not need permission to grow. The decision begins and ends with you. When you take responsibility, excuses lose power. A life of purpose is not loud. It is steady. It is built through routine effort, thoughtful choices, and emotional control. It becomes visible only after time has passed. Choose to live deliberately. Choose to act with discipline. Choose to protect your time and energy. These choices shape a life you can respect. The work will not always feel rewarding, but the results will. Discipline always pays. Delay always charges interest. Move forward with seriousness. Keep improving, keep acting, keep choosing growth, even when comfort feels tempting. This is how a meaningful life is built, quietly, consistently, on purpose.